Skip it up and that up. So the Call of Duty series. You could love it, you could hate it, you could not give a shit about it. But one of its big selling points since very early on, not the beginning, but very early on, is that whether it be on console or PC, it ran at a buttery smooth 60 frames per second, or on console pretty damn close to it. Well, if you needed any other reason to give up on your PS3 or Xbox 360, the previous generation consoles, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which I'm shocked they're even making it for the 360 and PS3, will not be running at 60 frames per second. It will be running at 30 frames per second for those consoles. Now, the two teams behind the previous gen versions of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 are Beanox and Mercenary Technology, and they explain why they could not hit 60 frames per second on the previous gen consoles. This is what they had to say. I'd say that we tried to hit that target, 60 frames per second. It becomes harder when you're working on current gen platforms. We're basically looking more at something like 30 frames per second, but still, the experience is very enjoyable. Otherwise, it's not Call of Duty. Now, just like out of morbid curiosity, I'm almost tempted to pick up a previous gen version of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 just to see how it looks and runs. Because, guys, you have to realize, do you realize we're almost 2 years into the 8th generation, the current generation? Mid-November-ish, the PS4 and Xbox One will be out for 2 years. I know it's shocking to think. I think about that. It feels like just yesterday they were launched. But yeah, they've been out for almost 2 years. And AAA games are still being made for the previous gen consoles. But they're tapped out, man. We have sucked every ounce of power out of the PS3 and 360 hardware, and the fact that they actually have to downgrade the frame rate of Call of Duty, which has been notorious for running at 60 frames per second on both the PS3 and 360, the Call of Duty series, it just shows, man, they are old, they're crusty, they're tired, they need to be retired. They've had a hell of a run. I know I've said this a billion times before, but they've been used up. It's time to move on to the 8th generation if you haven't yet. Don't spend money on the previous gen version of Call of Duty. Put a savings account aside. I understand $400 is not, or $350 now, is not chump change. But don't spend money on games for the previous gen consoles. Because if you want to enjoy the better experience of AAA games that are upcoming, you're going to want to get the games either on PS4, Xbox One, or PC. Save your money. Don't get games for the 360 and PS3 so you can get the actual experience the way the game was meant to be played. Black Ops 3 for the 360 and PS3, from what it sounds like and from what I'm hearing and reading, is going to be a complete waste of time. Don't bother with it. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.